Hey everyone, welcome back to Legion BVB Fancast. So this is their second episode. We will be discussing Black Veil Brides' newest release off their album coming in May, Vindicate. So this was released recently, and along with that came the music video. So there's a lot that we need to dive into. Make sure that you are subscribed, like this video, and follow me on all my social medias linked below. Alright, so Vindicate was released on March 19th. The artwork, which I will show here on the screen, was done by Richard Villa. He has worked with the band in the past, so more notably Wretched and Divine, Set the World on Fire, all that kind of stuff. So I'm very glad that they are working with him again with the artwork. So, and of course everything that he does, all his art that he does is just fantastic, top tier. So the album will be released on May 8th this year. And with that, Black Veil Brides is touring. So they just announced a European and UK tour along with the North American tour that they are doing. So let me know in the comments below which show you're going to, or what places you would like to see them at. So the US tour starts April 25th, so that is coming up here pretty soon. So if you haven't got your tickets yet, go get your tickets. VIP I think is still available as well. And yeah, if you're going, have a lot of fun. I will be going to the Madison show, so if you're gonna be going there, I hope to meet some of you. And make sure you say hi. I promise I don't bite. So with the album release, they also did a pre-order back in February. I think it was the February 26th. They did, if you're not signed up for the Black Veil Brides newsletter, they sent it out with that. And in the email preview, if you follow the link, you could order a exclusive CD and DVD. It was a pre-order, and the DVD was filmed by Andy's friend Joshua Schultz. They've worked with him before. He also had filmed the My Friends music video. So Joshua is very talented. So I'm sure that the video that is along with the exclusive pre-order will be a great watch. So I can't wait to watch that when that comes, and we can probably discuss that as well. All right, so with all of that out of the way, let's dive into Vindicate. I have a whole note sheet to cover. So first and foremost, the definition of Vindicate. This is just from the dictionary. So the definition of Vindicate is to clear of accusation, blame, suspicion, or doubt with supporting argument or proof. So keep that in mind as we discuss the song and the music video as well. I will be reading the email, and I guess it was, well, not the email, but the BVB newsletter email that was sent out recently with the release of the song. Okay, so I will be reading the email that was sent out at the release of the song. So this email says, this record is rooted in the feelings of revenge and vindication. These are emotions that can either push us forward or hold us back. There's a duality in them. They can fuel growth, drive ambition, and help us rise above what's tried to break us, but they can also become destructive if we let them consume us. Each song explores a different side of that struggle. Sometimes it's about sometimes it's about getting even with someone. Sometimes it's about confronting ourselves and our past, our pain, or the things that are done to us. At its core, though, this album is about resilience. It's for anyone who's ever had their dreams doubted or their fire challenged by people who couldn't see their vision. We're all born with that spark. The world will try to take that away from us at times, but this record is about holding on to it, fighting back, and turning those struggles into something powerful. So some things I want to note about the song itself, besides the lyrics, the accordion that you hear in the beginning, it was actually, we heard it first on Jake's Twitch stream all the way back in 2023, believe it or not. So Jake has been working on it, and he did say a number of years ago that he was going to try and make it into a Black Veil Bride song, and I was really interested to see what that would look like, and I was blown away. I wasn't sure what to expect with it, and he did a fantastic job. Well, they all did a fantastic job with that song. And one other thing that I want to note is at the 24 second mark in the song, you can kind of hear just, I swear to God, it's like a slight, I mean, it could just not be like a full one, but just it's almost there. You can taste it, but I thought that was a really nice touch, and I was very excited. Andy's screams are always just so powerful. But anyway, when it comes to the music video was, the storyline part was filmed in Colombia, so it was the same city that they had filmed Certainty. So it was the same director, which I mean, you can kind of tell with the filming of it, but just the artistry and the storyline they're following along with was so beautifully done. So they did a great job with that. When it comes to the music video, there's a lot to unpack. So ultimately, the music video had so many little Easter eggs you really had to pay attention to. So I can't even tell you how many times I watched the music video, and I would watch it in like the slowest that you could go, pausing it, really looking at like not each frame, but every time I'd pause, I would just really look at that and take it all in and try and make connections. So I felt like, you know that scene in It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia where he's like,
take a look at this. Jesus Christ, Charlie. That right there is the mail. Now let's talk about the mail. Can we talk about the mail, please, Mac? I'm dying to talk about the mail with you all day, okay? Pepe Sylvia, this name keeps coming up over and over again. Every day, Pepe's mail's getting sent back to me. Pepe Sylvia, Pepe Sylvia. I look in the mail, well, this whole box is Pepe Sylvia. So I say to myself, I gotta find this guy. I gotta go up to his office. I gotta put his mail in the guy's goddamn hands. Otherwise, he's never gonna get it. It's gonna keep coming back down here. So I go up to Pepe's office, and what do I find out, Mac? What do I find out? There is no Pepe Sylvia. Settle down and have another cup of coffee.
I am, bro.
All right, well, fine. You know what, Barney? Give this guy a cigarette. He's freaking out.
Huh? Who?
Barney. He's the guy who tipped me off to Pepe Sylvia.
Barney? Who the hell is Barney?
You don't see Oh, shit. What the hell did he...
You've lost your mind.
That's literally how I felt. I don't think the clown and jester makeup that you see with that one character really has too much to do with the whole storyline that they're going for. I believe that the director had just done that just to kind of help tie in that accordion sound that kind of sounded like a circus-y type. So I thought that was a nice touch. And when it comes to the vampires that we saw throughout the storyline, vampires ultimately just represent, at least in this context, feeding off emotions and temptations and your soul and stuff. So that will play into everything else that we're going to discuss about this music video. There was that party scene. It was a spicy one. I wasn't mad. I mean, the filming of it was beautiful, and just the little shots that we got throughout that tied in and they were going back and forth. I loved that. So we start with the nuns, and some people were saying that this music video was calling out like religion, which I don't believe that was the case with this music video. It was more so about revenge and kind of, I guess, saying that there's a veil that people hide behind and try and say that they are like more pure or higher up than somebody else and look down on other people that do basically the same behaviors that they do. So there's a little bit of hypocrisy there. Anyway, so we get that shot. We get a couple of shots with the apple. So to me, when I was watching this, it was more so, it reminded me a lot of Adam and Eve, the temptation. You're not supposed to eat like the poison fruit, stuff like that. temptation and sin. I wasn't raised Catholic. I don't know too much about Catholicism, but Andy has stated throughout the years that he's really drawn to the aesthetics and the things that surround Catholicism itself, which I think is really great. You can see that throughout their career and how that plays into their creative endeavors and how they express certain things and the aesthetics that they put into certain projects. So that's some things we can keep in mind as we discuss more Black Veil Brides things. Okay, so I'm gonna go into more with the scenes with the nuns. There's a lot. I'm gonna try and put up different screenshots and just to help you guys visually understand where I'm trying to explain things here. So we get nun number 1 looking up at the apple on the tree. This is in black and white. And then that same nun that we see looking up that apple, that temptation, right, gets a little saucy with the nun number 2 that's whipping herself. Now, I think, if I remember correctly from what Chris told me, it was something that they do with, like, oh god, I wish I could remember, with like sin and trying to I get not like there's no word for it, like repel the sin or try and become more clean. And I don't know if nun number 2 was, if she's a nun or she's going to be a nun, but just for the sake of my sanity, I'm going to say that she's trying to be a nun. But anyway, so nun number 1 and nun number 2 are getting saucy, and nun number 3 sees him, and she goes and tells the head nun, I think, or someone that's kind of higher up, which ultimately leads to that nun number 1 getting her head just right off in the guillotine. If you paid close attention and you watched that scene, the same person that is dropping the blade is the same guy that was in the jester, that clown makeup. So same character. And then nun number 3 is staring at nun number 2. The scene cuts to the same girl, so nun 3, in the party scene. And nun 3 is a vampire. I can't remember if she's a vampire, she bites the second nun, and then they turn into vampires. At the scene, when they're getting down with it, ultimately, we get the scene of that same jester character holding a cross. He drops it. It cuts to the girl, that nun, holding the cross behind her back, which she ultimately stabs that other nun in the party scene, and is like carving her out for revenge. So, another thing I want to know with that party scene, there is a guy that's dressed with like a pleather mask in red and has horns. That's the devil, I believe. So that was a good detail. I don't know if everybody caught that, but when I was watching it in slow motion, I was like, wait a second. I had to go back a couple of times and be like, oh my god, it's the devil. In that party scene, nun 2 does get her revenge on that nun that had snitched on them. When I got done watching the music video, in my notes I wrote this down. I wrote, even the holiest have temptations and sins. Flaws and hypocrisy run deep, but have the veil of religion to hide behind. Damaged they justify their actions of persecution of others that are doing the same actions that they do. There's just a lot to unpack with the music video. I know some fans were trying to say, or there were people online that were like, oh, Black Veil Brides is trying to sexualize women and stuff, and that just simply was not the case with this music video. If you actually paid attention to the storyline and the song itself and understood what the meaning was, that was not their intent at all. It was more so focusing more on the temptations and the revenge that one can get for other people trying to claim that they're higher up or they're better, even though they do the same things. Another thing that I saw when it came to the music video, people were saying that it was calling out just religion and as a whole and the hypocrisy, which I don't think that was the intent with this music video at all, especially with the song. So it is more so just calling out people in general and their behaviors and trying to justify others or try and punish others for behaviors that they do themselves. So that not so much a call out to religions, but more so a call out to just people's behaviors in general, which we can see a lot in today's culture, especially on social media. But there's kind of the breakdown that I thought you guys should know about. Let me know if there's some details that you think that I missed or would like to discuss. I would love to know what everybody else's thoughts on this is. Overall, I thought the music video itself, fantastic. I was not expecting it at all, especially with the vampires and the blood and everything. That was a really nice touch. I loved that and how it tied into the music video and the storyline there. So the vampires were feeding off of people's temptations, their behaviors and stuff, just to gain some sort of power over them. So anyway, ultimately, the theme with this is revenge, although there were a number of people that took the music completely out of context, which we did discuss. The message that Black Veil Brides and Andy were conveying with this is revenge. Revenge for wrongful accusations and for flawed wrongdoing. I feel the song lyrically, plus the storyline and the premise of the music video, really tied it all together in this nice package. Now with Black Veil Brides, you have to remember that there's always a purpose behind the songs and the imagery. So this is why Black Veil Brides stands out than all the other bands that we see in the scene. They really creatively try and put it on like a whole nother level, and it really, honestly, it scratches an artistic part of my brain. So that concludes the episode. In the next episode, I will be giving you all homework. I will be diving into Certainty. So give that song a couple of listens, watch the music video, and take notes. So until next time, stay rad.